Good afternoon, everyone. You are welcome to today's program. If you are watching me right now and you are seeing me very clearly and you are hearing my voice, please do a one for me in the chat box. Do a one for me in the chat box. If you are seeing me and you are hearing me, please do a one for me in the chat box. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for everyone who came on time. Don't forget, even though this program starts every 2 o'clock, we are always here most times 10 minutes, 15 minutes before time. And what we do within those minutes is to play some of our previous editions, to play them back so that we can refresh what we have learned. But it's very important that because we will not be able to play so much, that all the time you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure that you watch all the series that you have missed, even the series that we had before you got to know about this mentorship program. Please listen to them. It's important. Most times I feel like starting all over to repeat all of those things, but it's going to take eternity to pass the information that I have to you. So it's important that we go back, go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then make sure that you listen to all of those previous editions. Today, you are welcome. This is Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. I'll be sharing my screen with you now so that you can see a few things. For leaders that are on this team and you have people that you would love to be part of this program, please quickly call them to join so that they don't miss so much, because we don't really have so much time in our hands. And I just concluded a national forum of one of the products that we also have identified with. So, and today is always a busy day, Saturday and Sunday, with so many activities here and there. So if you want, I know this is not everyone that should be here. If there are people you would love to be here, or you have invited to be here and they are not yet here, please can you quickly put a call across to them now while we just talk about some preliminary things. My name is Yemi Ayodele, and this program is Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. Last week, we launched our social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then we upgraded our YouTube channel. So if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the link to the YouTube channel will be dropped by one of the community members on the channel. And so please, one of the community members, please drop the YouTube channel for those that are online right now and get it prepared always, as I've said, so that as many times as we drop it, as many people who have not subscribed to that channel can subscribe to it. Now, when you also look at, we have a Facebook group, a Facebook platform, we have the Instagram, we have a Twitter handle. All of this you can get us by searching for WealthCard Mentor, WealthCard Mentor, WealthCard Mentor on Facebook, WealthCard Mentor on Instagram, WealthCard Ment one on Twitter, because Twitter abbreviated the name because it was long. So this is Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele, and I told you on our media platforms, we are going to be having cryptocurrency updates every day. Let me first start by letting us know that postings are done twice every day, mornings and evenings. We have cryptocurrency updates. We have financial and monetary policies. We have codes. We have we have a lot of things. Let me see if I can just quickly get onto one of those platforms and show us what it looks like. Let me quickly get on one of those platforms. This is our Twitter handle. Let me get onto our Twitter handle. Okay. So let me share the Twitter handle with you. Now, our Twitter handle, Wordcard Mentor, as you can see, financial mentor, analyst, market analysis, coaching and mentoring, investment opportunity review, investment advisory, etc., etc. So you can see all the different news that we update every day, morning and evening. Money market, cryptocurrency update, market insights, equities. You can see all of them. So for each one, you can see treasury bill update, money market, bonds. So each one of these things have informations on them. For example, let's look at the money market posting. Like the Naira appreciated against dollar on Thursday, 3rd December 2020, closing at 470 at the black market. However, Naira exchange rate at the NAFEX window remains stable against the dollar to close at 395 a dollar that same day. The event at the forex market is okay. So you can read on the event at the forex market is directly linked to the CBN's new policy on forex market. The CBN governor has disclosed that the Apex Bank is targeting about $2 billion inflow monthly from diaspora remittances as he accused some international money transfer operators of trying to sabotage his policies. So you can see every single day. You look at the crypto currency update. You can see here cryptos rank high among investment in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which disrupted global financial markets in 2020 and caused some investors to make high returns while others recorded huge losses. However, investors disclosed that cryptos rank high among their best investment for the year. I'm just showing us, so every morning and evening you have an update. You know, before I used to update you on this program, telling you a likely movement in crypto market, in forex market, in equities market, and all of that. But it will just be good because we have so much to learn. And so it will just be good that we take that to the social media. And I beg you, it's every day, every single day, Monday and evening, go and read your updates. So this will guide you sometimes when you know that buying Bitcoin now can give me $1 million profit by tomorrow. You know, all of these things are very important that we get updated. And it is part of what we are going to be talking about today. So let me go back and go back to the
Abacha Road. Abacha Road.
So please, whosoever's mic is not muted, please mute himself. Please let everyone be muted on this meeting. Always mute yourself. So these are the things you will get on the platforms. And then now I want to, for those of us that have been here a few times, I will want you to please send a community testimonial. I got these two, and my social media manager would like to post some of our community testimonials online. So this is a community testimonial. I said, I follow financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele in his several meetings and programs and always learn business concepts really well from the way he explains things. I also find it easy to internalize what he's saying in each program. Sometimes I listen to him even while I'm at work. It's been great being around him and the community to be sharing high quality content and making it so accessible. This was a testimonial sent in by Femi John. Then I also have this from Ahmed Isaac Jr. Before joining the community of the financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele, I was looking for how to grow in several areas of my life work, but most importantly, especially in my financial discipline. After joining his training sessions and signing on to his community, he was able to reshape my mindset and grow my finances into the high 5-6 figures a month. I cannot stress the value of the program enough if you are willing to put in the work. Ahmed Isaac Jr. So I would like everyone that is on this community, especially that have been around here for a few weeks, to please write a testimonial of about 100 words, just a testimonial of about 100 words, and send it to me on the same medium by which you got this invitation. That is just that. So write your own testimonial, 100 words, between 100 and 120 words of your experience. You can read back these ones, you can snap this one so that you also understand what a testimonial is if you don't have one already, and write your own testimonial. Now let's go straight today to talk about something important that we want to talk about. Some people, I had some strong demands to repeat last week's lecture. I don't know whether that same thing is running in everybody's mind here, but throughout the week, I was getting requests to represent last week's lecture. Don't forget that there's nothing that can be presented the same way ever, especially if you're a mentor, because there are new things that are coming to your mind as you are teaching. So if you also feel the same way, you can drop it for me in the chat box. Let's just take a consensus. Would you like me to take the 4 curriculum in the journey to wealth? The 4 curriculum in the journey to wealth. There are 4 classes, 4 levels, 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level in the journey to wealth. For those of you that listened to it last week, if you still something you will love to hear again, please drop it for me in the chat box. Just tell me, yes, I would love to. We will love it to be represented. But today we are going to something else. We want to talk about apprenticeship. We want to talk about knowledge. We want to talk about mentorship. An apprentice is someone who goes to a business of someone and learn the craft and the rudiment of the business. That is what an apprentice and a master is. So we have apprentice, master. An apprentice is, or a master is someone who teaches the craft and the rudiment of a business. Now, who is a mentor? A mentor does not just teach the craft. He teaches the craft. He exposes your mind to philosophies, and he opens you up to his network. Therefore, we say mentorship is about reprogramming your orientation. Mentorship is about reprogramming your mind and your brain. Many of us that have been here for the last 3 months now, many of us, our orientation have been reprogrammed. Somebody said he met someone yesterday who was a network marketer, and while he was talking, they began to exchange ideas, and he said, wow, where are you coming from? He was telling me, he said, I have not even told this person 1% of what I've learned from you. Yet he was asking me, people were collecting my number, because there has been a reprogramming and a reorientation. It's about reprogramming the mind and the brain. So what is in the mentorship cycle? You have what we call observational learning. You also have relationship building. You understand relationship building. You expand your awareness. You develop mindset and discipline. And to crown it all, if you so wish, you enter into a community culture. I said here, you need knowledge to expand your awareness. You need mentorship relationship to build your discipline, and you need the community to create a culture. That is why many of us that are here every week in, week out for the last 3 months, but we have not practically entered into the community. We are missing that part of the culture. What the community does to create a culture. When you see that, when you notice that your mates, sometimes when we are in a group or when you are alone, you can have the tendency of, you see this, you eat, you see this, you eat. But when you're in a community, you see everybody, nobody's buying anything. Even if you have the temptation to buy, you will restrain yourself. When you are in a community where everybody keeps his mouth, and you have the tendency to just run your mouth, because of the community, over time, your culture will also be reprogrammed so that you begin to behave like them. When they don't talk, you don't talk. So you now learn to caution your lips. That part of the community, many of us are still missing out, because we do all the learning. The community will help us to create a culture and to put action to our learning, Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, some weeks ago, we looked at result index, the result index. And we said that the result you get in life is a factor of your ability to learn multiplied by your ability to act or implement the learning. And we said the result index, the result if it's going to be marked over 100, and your ability to learn, your willingness to learn 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the highest, and then willingness to act or implement what you have learned, another 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. So when you multiply your willingness to learn by your willingness to act, you get your result in life. If you are willing to learn 100%, you have always been here for the last 3 months, regularly every Saturday and Sunday, you are willing to learn. That is 10 over 10. But your willingness to act is 0. It will be 10 times 0, and then the result will be 0%. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's important that we improve on our willingness to learn, our willingness to act and implement what we have learned, so that our result in life will be massive, so that we can have a near 100% result in life. What is about the mentorship community? When you are plugged to a wealthy community, in that way, you have people in your life who are consistently reminding you of a particular lifestyle. That is what the community does. And when you get into a wealthy community, you have people around your life who are consistently reminding you of a particular lifestyle. I was telling somebody in the course of the week, I said a member of my community had consistently in the last 3 weeks earned nothing less than $1,000 every single Monday. On the first Monday, over 1,000. The second Monday, close to 2,000. Last week, almost $4,000 every Monday. So when you belong to a community like this, someone is reminding you that you need to step up. Someone is reminding you by the activity of everyone in that community, you are being reminded that you are far below the expectation of your life. So you just are having this push to step up, to step up, to step up. Not the usual. Not the usual things are not working mindset. You are in a community where people are, where things are just working, where out of 30, out of 40, 25 are declaring results every single day. Then you are in the midst of a community where that reminds you consistently that you need to live that lifestyle of wealth. You need to live that life of action. You need to live that lifestyle of learning and implementing it. So, and when you get out of that things are not working mindset, you discover that in that community, when everybody is saying things are working, when for everybody, 90% things are working for them, you'll discover that your life begin to move forward. And I said, you can be rich as an individual and be wealthy as a community. What I'm saying is that if you're in a community of 20 rich people, that automatically becomes a community of wealthy people. Well, riches and wealth are defined in the previous lectures. There are 2 different things. You can be rich through any means. You can be rich through several means. But there's only one way to be wealthy, and that is to understand how to create wealth. Wealth are created. The same way money is created, wealth is created. Riches can be gotten through any means. You can get money, you can get money. You don't make money, you get money. But you cannot make wealth. What you do is what you do is that you go through the process of wealth creation. Wealth is created, money is made, wealth is created. You can put that in the chat box. Wealth is created. Don't forget that in this community, I forgot to remind those that are just joining us that one way we interact in this community is our chat box. So everything that I say that hits your system, your psyche, you put it in the chat box. And let me announce, next week Saturday, some people are going to be winning $100 each. About 3 people I want to give $100 next week Saturday. So, and for those of you that have been here, one way that you can easily win is come early. The second way is engage your chat box. Let me understand from your chat box that something is hitting the fabrics of your brain and is changing you. You are just eager to hear more. You can be rich as an individual and be wealthy as a community. So an individual can be rich, but the moment you enter into a community of rich people, wealth has been created. Why? Because the beginning of wealth is locating the right people around yourself, locating yourself among wealthy people. I mean, wealth in terms of people that have the mindset that they are going somewhere. So the moment you enter into that community, you are going into wealth. And don't forget, in this community financial mentorship with Yemi Ayodele, we have said that everyone that is in the practical mentorship community is guaranteed by the grace of God that it to enter into wealth in 24 months. And we defined it that in some we get there faster than the others, depending on several other things which you have talked about: your credit status, your ability to raise capital, the speed of your capital accumulation, your understanding of wealth accumulation. All of these things we aid you in how fast you get to that level. And we define it as in 24 months, you will be able to say, by the grace of God, I cannot be poor again. Then in 5 years, 60 months, you will be able to say, anything I want to afford, I can afford them. Which means that if you do not, if you want to buy an aircraft tomorrow, you can buy it. If you want to buy a ship, you can buy it. Anything I want to buy, I can afford it. Thank you. You can be rich as an individual and be wealthy as a community. Locating the right people, and locating yourself in their midst. And that's why we have said before, if you look around yourself and everybody around you, 5 of your friends are not the kind of people you want to be, you need to change your cycle. You need to change your circle. Your circle must be people that you want to be like. So if you're among people that you don't want to be like them, you need to change that community. Now, how do I develop the reputation of a wealthy man? How do I develop a reputation of a wealthy man? Now, these are some of the things that I'll be talking about today. There are so many desires and expectations you have, but don't have the capacity to do it right now. The man or woman you are today is not qualified for that result you desire. Did you hear me? The man that you are right now is not qualified for the result that you desire. So you will be wrong, I mean very wrong, not to prepare yourself for the kind of results you deserve. So what we are saying is that many of us wish to be wealthy, many of us wish to be billionaires, but the content of you today is not qualified for that result. Let me tell you, there are some monies that will come to you that will kill you, because the man you are today is not yet qualified for that result. Many of us, if we have some wealth today, we are going to waste it. A wealthy man, who I read about a wealthy man who was interviewed and asked questions, and he said, if the 10, 100, he said 100 richest men in the world, if their wealth is taken from them and shared to the 100 poorest men in the world, he said in 3 months, the money will return back to the people that own them. And immediately when I saw that caption, I was like, how? What train, what helicopter, what aircraft? We move the money back. And when he began to explain it, I understood him perfectly, because every poor man has a consumption mentality. Poor men have consumption mentality. The moment they get $100 million, the first thing is how to change their tires. The next thing is how to change their car. The next thing is to relocate from where they live now. They just want to pretend to be wealthy. So, and I told you many weeks ago, a wealthy man does not need to prove anything. He just knows he's wealthy, even if he's in knicker, even if he's in boxer shorts. He knows he's wealthy. There is nothing to prove. A wealthy man is objective, while a poor man is emotional. A poor man is emotional. That's why they want to prove points. That's why they want to show or say, who do you think you are? You don't know who I am. Who are you? You will never hear such phrases from wealthy people. Do you know who I am? Who I am is transparent. And so if I'm wealthy, I am transparently wealthy. If you are poor, let me tell you, no matter what regalia you put on yourself, you are transparently poor. It's not about the regalia. It's not about the attire you wear. It is transparent. Wealth is transparent. Poverty is transparent. You can put it for me in the chat box. Wealth is transparent as much as poverty is transparent. So you cannot wear a regalia on poverty and want to and think that people will see you as wealthy. You cannot wear a regalia of riches on poverty and think that people will see you as well. When they see you, they are winking their nose at you and say, look at your friend, because poor people have consumption mentality. The moment they get money is that, I have not eaten chicken this year. The chicken that you have eaten, how has it produced? What has it produced in your life? And that's where that's why you see a wealthy man just gets on his table and eats some 4 pieces of maybe pawpaw and watermelon, and they say it's full, and they take a glass cup of water and it's gone. Yet it's looking better than you are. But the moment you get money, it's chicken, you want to buy burger, you want to eat shawarma, you want to eat all manners just to wear a regalia on poverty to make you look like you are wealthy. Let me tell you, poverty is transparent. Wealth is transparent. No matter what you are, it smells. It smells on you. So trying to wear regalia on it does not change who you are. And that is what the wealthy people know. That's why you see a wealthy man. The last time one of the richest men in the world came to Nigeria, I saw he was in a jean and a shirt folded up. If it were you, you would want to wear some wristwatches that is out of this world. You want to wear some just to look wealthy. Wealthy people don't. That's why we say wealthy people are objective, while poor people are emotional. Say anything to a poor person is an insult. When I was preparing this, let me tell you, if you look at this, when I was preparing this, actually, this word I said you are wrong was not you are wrong. What was there was you will be a fool. But I know many people will feel insulted by being said, if you are not prepared for the results you deserve, you are a fool. But a wealthy man, when you tell him he's fool, that means that he lacks knowledge. Foolishness is ignorance. It is really not an insult. But when a poor man, when you tell a poor man that you are a fool not to have done this, that means that you are wrong not to have done this. And if you had done this, that would have made you wise. But a poor man will take an exception to it, and until you withdraw that statement, it will take you to court, even though he knows he can't even pay for a lawyer. So, let me talk to wealthy people and wealthy mind. You will be a fool if you do not prepare yourself for the results you desire in life. But let me tell you, the man you are today, the woman you are today, is not qualified for what you are thinking in your head. Oh God, if you can make me like Bill Gates, if you can make me like Zuckerberg, that's your desire. The man you are today is not qualified for it. The entrepreneurship and investment mindset that these people that you are wishing to be like that they have, you don't have it. That is why every opportunity that have come to you in the last 1 year, you have judged it wrong and you have remained where you are. And the same people that picked that same opportunity up last year, they have entered into massive wealth. But yet you are still saying, based on economics, based on parameters before me, and then you begin to judge every right opportunity wrong. And the one that is wrong is the one that you will jump at. Many of us today, we have jumped at so many Ponzi schemes. But while those Ponzi schemes were coming around, they were the right, legit investments. But you say, no, this one can't work, this one can't work. But the one that will not work, you judge them right, you went into them, swept off your finance, and you are back to square one. So You need to change who you are now if you desire something different. That's why when you listen to wealthy people and they tell you the process that they have been through, you will know that what you are going through right now, the process you are going through right now is not qualified for the kind of result you desire in life. It's not qualified. And for you to be qualified, what do you need to be qualified for the kind of result you desire in life? What you need is you need mentorship that will give you knowledge. The result you desire must come from the man or woman that you have become, not the desire that you have. The result you desire will always come from the person you have become, not from the desire you have. You know, if the kind of result you want in life will be achieved. 4 weeks ago, when I came here, it's now 5 weeks ago, and announced that Bitcoin was 5.2 million. There is a prediction, financial prediction in the financial space that is going to move very soon, and within 1 week, it's going to move drastically. Let me again tell you that there is a projection that in 2021, Bitcoin is going to hit not less than $50,000. Currently, Bitcoin is moving between $18,000, $19,000, which is a period high. But there's a projection that is just starting. When I made that projection known to us 5 weeks ago, within 3 days, the first thing that happened was that PayPal acknowledged the use of Bitcoin as a payment currency on its platform. So apart from using your MasterCard, you can use your Bitcoin to make payments. Amazon is about to make the same declaration to allow for payment with Bitcoin on its platform. All of these indices is what triggers the market. And so that had happened, and with PayPal, within 3 days, Bitcoin jumped from 5.2 million to a very period high of about 6 point something million. Then several other things began to happen. People that had their Bitcoin began to sell off, and some began to take in, and all of that. And then it continued to move until it hit about 9.7 million. And as it is in the cryptocurrency world, when it goes like that, it always finds its balance. When the currency is rising and it has not found its balance, then it's still going to find its balance. So as it rose to 9.7 thereabouts, it started coming down again. And that is what we call adjusting for balance. So as it started coming down, it came to about 8.3, 8.5 million. And at that point, it will continue to go down until it finds its balance. At that point, it found its balance in about 8.2 million. And as it began to rise up, everyone in the financial system, like me, who understand the financial indices, knew that it has found its balance at 8.2. What we mean when we say a currency finds its balance is that it's not likely going to ever go below that point again. So it found its balance at about 8.2 and began a move again. As we speak, it's also moving near 10 million, $10,000, which is no $20,000, which is about 10 million naira. Ladies and gentlemen, you must get to a point where you match your desire with your action. You must change who you are now if the desire you have will be accomplished. And how do you change? I said one way is to have a mentor who can guide you and build a culture in you, give you the opportunity to ride on his network and his wealth of experience to be able to get into the kind of man that you want to be. The second thing is to improve your knowledge. Improve your knowledge. The quality of any decision is dependent on the quality of knowledge before the decision. So you see, I bolden knowledge before the decision. Every decision you make in life is based on the knowledge you have as at that time. The judgment you made last time that made you go into some Ponzi scheme will not change even if another Ponzi scheme is presented, because the knowledge that the quality of decision you make is dependent on the quality of knowledge. So many of us, we have
Yes, sir.
continually hit Ponzi's. The first time you hit Ponzi, you recover
Wow.
from it. The second time you hit Ponzi, you recover from it. The third time you hit Ponzi, but yet you keep hitting Ponzi. What do you need to do? Change quality of
This
your
mindset.
decisions, quality of your assessment, based on the quality of knowledge that you have. Because the quality of any decision taken by any man will be dependent on the quality of knowledge available, no having the available to that man before that decision. And let me tell you that there is the knowledge of the wealthy. There is what the wealthy knows that the poor people don't know. There is what rich people know, the wealthy people know that the poor don't know. And they will never know until they get into a classroom and change the quality of the knowledge they have, so that the knowledge of the wealthy comes upon them. And that's what we do every Saturday here. By the time you change the quality of your knowledge, the quality of your decision will change, the quality of your results will change. When you begin to learn and apply discipline, you begin to learn and apply discipline, you begin to seek knowledge, you begin to receive the knowledge of wealth deliberately, deliberately, deliberately. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, desire is not enough. Desire is not enough. It's important that we move from desire to knowledge, to action. It's not enough to desire to be wealthy. You need to understand the mindset of the wealthy. You need to understand the discipline of the wealthy. You need to understand the culture of the wealthy. In our community, for those that are in the practical mentorship community today, we understand how to massively define our ambition. We have what we call defined ambition. When you have defined your ambition, then you define that will lead you to understand the capital, the volume of capital accumulation that you need to achieve that ambition. And then all of that within that community, you begin to live among people that every month they are contributing a minimum of 50% of their monthly income into investment. And anytime you do less than that, you are not going anywhere so well, or you will be on that journey. And if you want to become wealthy at 80, then that's fine. You can define a very slow a slow capital accumulation process. Let me say again, from what we are saying here, that your brain only produces what it learns. Your brain, the results your brain generates is the product of what it has learned. And I said in one of my posts last week that anything that you get out of your mind, anything you act, is a product of what you learn. And many of us, we have all our life watched people that are poor and learned from their ways and learned from their lifestyle. That's why it is not wrong that you are born into a poor family. You know, when you are born into a poor family, let me tell you what the reason why the children of poor people always continue to be poor most times, and the children of the rich people always become rich most times. The reason is that a child from a poor family lived 20 years watching his poor parents and their lifestyle and their activities. A child born into a wealthy family lives his 20, 30, 25 years of his life watching the lifestyle, the programming of his wealthy father, his wealthy mother. And so because of that, he grows up with with his brain. His brain just got familiar with, because it has learned only from the wealthy environment. That is why you discover that if you take a dog or if you take a lion to the congregation of dogs early in life, maybe like I had a story where a farmer, a hunter, went hunting, and he caught a little lion, and so he brought the lion home and put him in the same cage with his dogs. So they grew together, and one day, as he grew up and he got to a point where he used the dogs that he used for hunting, he mixed them on the platform with a noise. Please, co-host, please help me help me mute anyone that is on mic. So he took him out for hunting, and while they were hunting, lions came and chased them. He turned back and ran as the other dogs also ran away. The next day, they went hunting. I think it was a lion area. When they got there, lions came out and chased them again. The third day, the same thing happened. So when he got home, while he was panting, while they were all panting and they were giving water in a bowl to drink, the one that was lion among them that grew up in their midst from childhood, as he was licking water, he saw his own image in the water. And when he saw his own image in the water, he said to himself, I don't look like these ones. Those people that were chasing us for the last 3 days, I look like them. So what did he do? He was eager to understand why. So the next day they went hunting again. And as they got into the forest, the lions came again chasing them. You know what he did? He withdrew from the dogs and came to the lion, and they started chasing the dogs together. And from that day, he got liberated from the knowledge he had that he was a dog. Your brain will only learn to produce what it learns. And so that is the reason why most of us have lived in the region of poor people, growing up with poor parents, learning that on Christmas we must behave wealthy by killing cows and killing chicken, when actually those monies most times were borrowed. And then the next day they are begging for money to pay school fees. Do you know that many poor people are desirous of wealth, but their brain don't have the right things to process wealth out? Their brain have never been exposed to the wealth creation process. They have not been exposed to the discipline that creates wealth. They have not been exposed to the processes that creates wealth. And so because of that, it just remains in their mindset. That's why today in different religions, people pray for wealth. However, they never enter into wealth. It is what your brain gets exposed to that will determine what your life will experience, not what your heart desires. Did you get that? It is what your brain gets exposed to that will determine what you will experience in life, not what you desire. Many times we've been taught about desires, desire this, desire that. Let me tell you, if you desire, anybody can desire anything as long as your brain is not exposed to what your heart desire, you will experience otherwise. As long as your brain is not exposed to the same thing that your heart desires. So what you do is that when you desire something, get a community, get a place where you can learn about what you desire, so that your brain is exposed to it. You have you begin to live a culture of what you desire, and then you see that's why most times healings are produced by you doing what you think you have received healing for. What did I say? Healing is produced by you doing what you think you have received healing for. Let me tell you, that's why doctors say we only treat, God heals. Doctor will treat you, and then or checks your blood pressure, and your blood pressure is reading 210, 100, and then immediately you become sick. You were well when you left home. You came to complain about maybe an injury on your leg, maybe just to treat injury. But because you have to go through the vitals, you go to the vital, they check your BP, and they say, wow, what's wrong with you? Are you sick? Do you have any problem? What's the problem? Your BP is reading 220, 110. Immediately you become sick. Why? Because your brain is exposed to a negative declaration, negative result. And that's why, let me tell you, many people who have been to hospitals sick got healed faster because of the kind of person that attend to them, the medical personnel that attends to them. You know, sometimes ago I went with someone to the hospital and the person was tested for high blood pressure. And then even though the person didn't go there for high blood pressure issues, but because the vitals necessarily will be taken. So went through the normal checks and, and they were asking, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Do you have any personal problem? And then the next day, we got another appointment. I still went with the person. And when we got there, they measured. The thing was the same thing. The woman said, when did you wake up this morning? Say, I woke up 5 o'clock. Say, okay. And when did you just come here or you slept back or you went? Said, no, I went on activity. I washed. I did this. She said, oh, see, anytime you have done so much laborious work, don't take your blood pressure. It will just give you heart attack because most times those things just honestly jack up your blood pressure. And then look at the two approaches. And then this person was, wow. Okay, so there's nothing really wrong with me. It's just because I checked my blood pressure at the wrong time. So why? What you are exposed to. The information that you are exposed to can tell you are sick. The same information can say you are sick, but it's presented to you as a no problem, and then you have no problem. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how far we are going to go today. This is how far we are going to go today. Don't forget where we started from. Don't forget where we started from. You need mentorship. Many of us, let me tell you, even if you are a professor, you are not a professor at everything. You are a professor at something. And you still need a mentor in some important areas of your life. Especially one thing that is common with every man is the pursuit, is the need for wealth. The need for wealth or otherwise. So some people are not, they have resigned to fate. If this is how I'm going to end my life, fine. But that is still common, it's still a common denominator. I want wealth, I don't care about wealth, but wealth is a common denominator for every man. Let me put it in simple language. Money is a common denominator for every man. And so if that is true for you, then you need a mentor in your finances. And so we have created a 3 layers of wealth building process. Number one is we have a forum where we reprogram your mind every Saturday to begin to understand the right things, to begin to think like the wealthy, to begin to understand a daily activity of the wealthy, to begin to understand the way the wealthy live their lives, to begin all of that, to begin to understand, have the knowledge of the wealthy. Then from there, we expose you on Sunday to some opportunities that the wealthy take advantage of that have moved them into wealth. And that's why I said in our second series that in the next 2 to 5 years, wealth is going to be totally redefined. Wealth is going to be totally, I was talking with someone yesterday, somebody brought someone to me to talk to, and because he needs his mind to be reprogrammed. And it was very easy. God helped me. But we now started talking. Let me tell you, there are some wealthy people today that believe just in the traditional wealth creation process. And when I talk about traditional wealth creation process, have a company, have an industry, have an oil well, have a manufacturing company, and all of that. Somebody will say, you want me to invest like cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin? I spoke to somebody about cryptocurrency, and he said, I don't like putting my money in what something is not given to me. You understand? So he wants to be able to do an investment that is laborious. Means that I buy shirts, I buy clothes, and you deliver the clothes to my house. I want it in my hand. Now the cloth it will sell and make some money and go and pay for cloth again, for textile. Some do other things, buying and selling. Fine, it's called the traditional wealth generation process. But there is something that is going to trigger up in the next 2 to 5 years. And anyone that is not in the class of the traditionally wealthy, we are not saying we are on the journey of traditional wealth creation. If you are not yet wealthy traditionally in the next 2 years, and you are not digitally aligned, you are going to be very far from wealth. Because today, people are positioning themselves in the digital world. If you are out of that space and you don't own an oil well or an oil rig, and you don't own a cement factory, or you own a sugar factory, you don't own a making factory, you don't own those things, and you are not digitally aligned, let me tell you, the next 2 years, you will be poor. I mean, poor will be very visible. It might not be very visible now, very visible on you. And that is why if you don't have an oil rig, you don't have a massive manufacturing process, you are not in the class of you are not wealthy as we speak, as it stands. You have to be digitally aligned. It is alignment with the digital space and the digital wealth creation processes that can make you survive the next 2 to 5 years. Because after then, wealth is going to be redefined. It's going to be the traditionally wealthy people, those that have oil well, those that have manufacturing companies, cement factory, those things. Then those that have aligned themselves and positioned themselves in the digital wealth space, so that there are opportunities that they have taken advantage of, they have positioned themselves in the digital wealth, make also comfortably wealthy in the next two. Not one of them, you need to align yourself, and you need to go after today into the second phase that we are programmed. I said this program is in 3 classes. This every Saturday is to reprogram your mind and give you knowledge of the wealthy with people, the knowledge that the wealthy man has that make him to be wealthy. Don't forget that many years ago, two people started Microsoft, but one sold off his rights to the other one and said, see, I cannot come and go and kill myself. Take my part and pay me whatever is my value. That value today is like 1/100 cents was paid off. But the man that believed in the future of Microsoft took it up, bought the right of a second person who was willing to trade it off and moved it. And today he has produced number 1, number 2, number 3 wealthiest person in the world. So many times that's how we have sold out our rights, sold up our opportunities, because we want immediate gains. We want immediate results. Let me tell you, there's a way the wealthy think. So this is what we do on Saturday. On Sunday, what we do is to show you products that the wealthy take advantage of to become wealthy. A wealthy man hearing me 4 weeks ago will have bought just 10 Bitcoin for 52 million naira. And today, the same Bitcoin 4 weeks ago will have been worth 97 million naira, almost 100%. Why? Because, but somebody will say, hey, don't put all your egg in one basket. You don't know that thing can fail. When you meet people who are always looking at the negative side, run away from them. Who are always talking about failing, run away from them. I told somebody I met some weeks ago who also I showed an opportunity, and he bought into the opportunity. But every day he wakes up with, are you sure, sir? Every day he will call me and say, somebody told me that this thing is going to fail. I said, please, how much is your investment worth? He said about 1,790 something. I sent the worth to him. I said, forget about this. I buy the investment from you. You know why? Because I don't even want somebody telling me, talking around me, that this thing that I'm putting my hands into will fail. When those things come regularly, it reprograms nature, and nature just works against that thing to fail. So I don't want them around me. The moment I show you an opportunity, you buy into it, and then at a point you are becoming negative about it. I just pay you off and take over the opportunity from you. Today, if not for anything, for naira moving to the space of 500 naira to $1, I have gained more than 20% of what I bought over from that person. So who is at a loss? So get out of the cycle of people who always say things will not work, and get into the midst of a community who knows. So on Sundays by 2 p.m., we show you products. Like I said, showing you if you do this, if you buy this investment, it's going to give you this massive result. Then the third segment, and I want one of the community members to drop the link, is the practical mentorship. That is the community that I'm talking about. This is not the community, this is just a training forum to reprogram your mind. The Sunday is an opportunity opening segment to show you opportunities that are available that can take you into wealth. But the community is where the culture is created, where you mingle with 20 people, 50 people, 100 people who are thinking the same way, who are moving the same way, who are challenging you every day to do better than you are currently doing. You know, that is the community. And let me tell you, like I always said, that community, to be a member of that community is free, but it will only cost you your freedom, your financial freedom. Because the moment you enter into that community, you lose your control over your finance. And let me tell you, and that's why I tell people, don't be in a hurry to join that community. Is anybody dropping the link? Please don't be in a hurry to click those links. That is the community link. If you get in there, you have signed off your finance to the mentor. You have said that anything you want, sir, do with it. And one condition, I don't like to hide it. There are several other things, but I don't like to hide this. The moment you come in, everybody in that community have a culture of minimum of 50% of our monthly income, not just monthly income, any income that comes, apart from even our standard income, must be committed to investment. And we monitor that and ensure that that is done. And we guarantee you that the more massive your capital accumulation stage is, the earlier it gets you to the end point of wealth, and the easier it is, the massive your result is. So if you will love to join that community and sign off your destiny into wealth, but sign off also your hold, since you have been holding to those monies, how much result have you gotten? How many houses do you have? How many investments do you have? What is the worth of your investment? Today I can tell you by the grace of God what the worth of my investment is in dollars. And so I have the expertise, I have the knowledge, I have the experience, I have the community interaction. I am in a community in America of over 30,000 wealthy men in America. Over 30,000 of us discussing, sharing ideas. Sometimes we share with ourselves what is not working and what can make it work. And let me tell you, the kind of products and the kind of professional work that is done in that group is massive, so that whatever is not working can work within. In fact, they tell you if you don't start earning a minimum of $10,000 in a week and you're in that community, then you are not supposed to be in that community. So I have that community where I belong. I am grooming a community like that here, that we will be able to pride ourselves as wealthiers, wealthy people, having the knowledge of the wealthy, having the content of the wealthy, having the bank account of the wealthy, having the wherewithal of the wealthy. However, you need to sign off your hand off your finances if you want to get there, because you've been holding on to it. All you could have is what you have now. So if you want to make any progress, sign off your hand off your finance. Let someone take hold of it. And with the help of God, together in 2 years, you will see yourself and you say, I never believe I can ever be here. This is where we end. So if you want to join that community, The links are there. The 2 links, you click on them. Please don't be in a hurry. If you are not yet convinced, don't join in, because I don't like people going in and out. For everyone that have gone in, they have remained in. So that's why I keep telling you, don't be in a hurry. But if you have made up your mind, I've met people who the same day I met them say, sir, I want, just give me the link. I don't care. I have tried. It has not worked. I need you to take it over. And you know, that same day I said, no, don't be, go and think about it. I don't have to, I'm not thinking about. And today, by the grace of God, the person is doing well. Why? Because took a decision one day to sign off and say, do anything. And then with the help of God, we are already moving into result. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we'll be rounding up today. If you want me to show you 1 or 2 products that the wealthy people take advantage of, in fact, I can give you names by tomorrow of people who are on these same products, and you will know that if this person is doing this, then I think I need to be there. Tomorrow by 2 p.m., join me. I remain Yemi Ayodele. This program is called Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. Don't forget that you need to join all our platform. If you are just coming in, don't forget that our social media platform, we will get daily updates, morning and evening, about things that you will also need to be able to take decisions that will better your life. You can see on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, search for Wealth Card Mentor, and then on YouTube, listen to all our previous editions. Search on YouTube Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. You also see all our previous editions. You have cryptocurrency updates, you have financial and monetary policies, you have my codes. And please, like I said at the beginning, you can screenshot this testimonial. These are 2 testimonials I got from some of our community members. This one said, I follow financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele in several meetings and programs, and always learn business concepts really well from the way he explains things. I also find it easy to internalize what he's saying in each program. Sometimes I listen to him even while at work. It's been great being around him and the community to be sharing high quality content and making it so accessible. This person, Ahmed Isaac Jr., said, before joining the community, I was looking for how to grow in several areas of my life, but the most especially in financial discipline. After joining his training session and signing on to his community, he was able to reshape my mindset and grow my finances. So now he's a high 5, 6 figures. That means high 5 means from 50,000 every month up to 100,000. High 6 figures is from 100,000 to and above. He said, I cannot stress the value of this program enough if you are willing to put in the work. So please, every member of this community, especially that have been here for the last 2 weeks and above, that have had experiences with the community and with the program that we run, please do between 100 and 120 words and send it to me via the same process you got the invitation for this program. Just type it 100 to 120 words and send it through the same person that invited you or through the same link that invited you, and get it across to me. We'll publish your own testimonial next week. Thank you very much. This is where we are going to be putting a stop to today's session. If you have gotten value today, as we used to do, drop a 777 for me in the chat box. Drop a 777 for me in the chat box. Thanks, Olusegun. Drop a 77 if you have gotten value. Moses, thank you. If you have gotten value, Bello, Okpe Oluwa, thank you. Ngozi, thank you. Chidima, thank you. You have gotten value, thank you. And if you will want me to repeat the 4-class curriculum of entering into wealth, which we did last week, just give me an 8, just 1 8 in the chat box, so that next week I will repeat it. Moses said he wants to listen to that again, the 4-class curriculum in the journey to wealth. Olusegun would like to listen to it again. If you didn't listen to it, even though it's on the YouTube channel, but you know, sometimes there is nothing like having it raw and live, because even what we said last week, when we present it next week, I will have upgraded it so much that you are having so much additional value in it. The 4-year or 4-class curriculum into wealth, I call it the 4-class curriculum into wealth. So if you like to listen to it, quickly give me an 8 so that I will readjust my schedule to give that to you next week. Thank you. Five people want it, but the remaining don't want it. So I'm not sure I have enough number to repeat that. At least I need 10 people to be able to repeat that. There's so much content that I have to present to you. So I need the reason I'm asking is because many 2, 3, 4, 5 people got across to me in the course of the week asking me to represent that they love that session and they will need to learn and understand it more. Ladies and gentlemen, see you tomorrow by 2 p.m. Please, 1:45, the program will be on. We'll be playing for you some of these previous editions. But the purpose of tomorrow is to show you some products that we have used, that wealthy people have used, and they have been able to enter into wealth. Thank you. See you again tomorrow by 2 p.m. and bye.